Hi, this is Trooper Joe from ArchAngel of Return to Chivalry, and you can catch my show on 7averadio.com every Wednesday from 3 to 4. Thank you. Hey folks, yeah, it's Wednesday, and this is Trooper Joe from ArchAngel of Return to Chivalry, coming to you on Seven Ave Radio. Don't know if you can see it.
You can.
It's right there, 7 Ave Radio. ArchAngel, Return to Chivalry. You can't see the 5 o'clock shadow. We have Will right here, Mr. Tuppence right here in the house. Yes, folks. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We're going to talk a little bit about change in a while, because it's getting towards that season when everybody wants to make change. Everybody wants to reflect on their life, and they want to say, you know, my life hasn't been all that good. Well, folks, maybe it hasn't, maybe it has, but that decision to be made is yours. So we're going to talk a little bit about change. And that'll be a good thing. That'll be a definite thing right there. Yeah. And Thanksgiving, it's gone, it's in the past. And I hope everybody ate way more than they should. And I hope that they had a lot of pecan pie, because I like pecan pie, and pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, and I like mincemeat pie too. A lot of you folks don't even know what that is, but I do, and that's important. But I'm just wishing you that everybody had this Thanksgiving most wonderful. And I know I put the challenge out to everybody to get hugs, many, many hugs. Hug up as many people as you can, and I hope that your arms are tired from just receiving hugs and love and giving all that out on Thanksgiving. I know it's hard to do hugs. So when we're talking about change, that might be one part of your life you might want to change, you know. Giving out that love and receiving that love. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Actually, we got a little feedback, but that's okay. Everything that we do, you know, when it comes to making change in our lives, you know, but we have the freedom to make change. I want to emphasize that first, that we have the freedom to make change in our lives. We are free, at least in this country, to make change. Some other countries, you may not be all that free to make change. But in this country, you are free to make change. Now, what happens is, success in making that change isn't always going to come the way you want. Because to make change takes courage and hard work. And you can't buy either one of those two. Not unless, you know, Donald Trump or something. He can buy a lot of things, as we know this. Well, he didn't even really buy the presidency. It was kind of given to him. But you can't buy courage, and you can't buy hard work. Those are things that you have to develop within yourself. Yeah, and you can do it. All you people out there, you can easily change your life around to where you have enough courage to be able to accomplish anything you put forward, because you'll have that and enough hard work be able to do that. Because it's all how you perceive things. It's your perception. It's just like we got a turtle over there that you can't see, but it's just like when there's two snails riding on that turtle, and the one snail looks at the other snail and says, "Here we go." That's perception. So it's how you perceive your life is the way that you can make your life work. You can perceive it as high speed, like two snails on the back of a turtle, or you could perceive it as reality, as two snails on the back of a turtle. They go too fast, according to me, but not according to the snail. So this is how you can look at some of the things that's necessary to bring about change in your life. I'm playing a quick little song for you, and then I'll be right back to start talking about this stuff. So you just hang in there, folks. It's only a quick little, tiny little something that I thought would kind of help you get in the mood.
King out of a slave, wash the flag on the mast away.
the elephant charge his tusk in the misty mist or the dusky dusk? What makes the muskrat guard his musk? Courage. What makes the sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage. What makes the dawn come up like thunder? What makes the hottentot so hot? What puts the apron apricot?
What they got that I don't got?
Courage. You could say that again.
Alright, I like that. I like that. Y'all, oh, y'all know that one, huh? Yeah, y'all, that's from Over the Rainbow with little Dorothy and the lion there. What's that? The Wizard of Oz. The courage with the lion. You know, he didn't know he had the courage. He had plenty of courage, though. And the same thing happens to people every day. They just don't realize that they have the courage. It's all inside them, you know, and it's how they perceive that. He was a hard worker, though, don't get me wrong. He had the discipline of hard work. He just didn't perceive himself as somebody with the courage, not till later on, you know. So go rent the movie. I don't want to ruin it for you. I know, it's on almost every month. But that's it. So, like I said, change, we have freedoms with that. Yeah, I'll put my glasses on. But there's barriers, right? It ain't that easy. Nothing's that easy. Everybody, there's barriers when it comes to change. One of the barriers there's financial barriers, right? To change your life, everybody says, well, I can't change it, you know, because I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have a good job. I'm only making ends meet. I only have enough money to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. And when you get done doing all these things, you got like a list of 50 things that you be doing and stuff, and 25 of them really are just things that are pleasurable to you, and another 10 are things that you do impulsively, and then you say, why did I do that? You know, I didn't really want that. So to make change, it does take money, no doubt about it, because the money's, you have to have money to get into some of the things that's going to help you along the way to make change. You know, you got money, you can live in a different neighborhood. You know, you can drive in a fancy car that isn't change, folks. That's just trying to make yourself look good in the eyes of somebody else. And that's not a good way to try to change your life. Because all you're doing now is you lost your life. You gave it away to some other people. You know, and that's all. But if you really want that car, then you should really go on out there and buy that car and do that.
Troop, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but a gentleman by the name of Corey Glover says hello.
Oh, hey Corey, how you feeling? I hope your birthday was fine. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm on the air. Oh. Anyway, let me. I don't know how you got the number. I didn't put it out yet. I'm put it out right now.
He's on Facebook. He got it from Facebook Live, from watching you on your Facebook page, ArchAngel A Return to Chivalry.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put this phone number out there for the rest of people who are driving in their cars, you know, with their little honey right up beside them on the side of their car, and they're feeling good and everything. Yeah. People get a pen, get some paper. Do not scratch this number into your arm with any kind of sharp object or any of that thing. Here we go. 508-963-1150. Here we go again. 508-963-1150. That's the number that you can call in and get me live right here on Seven Ave Radio and stuff. All right? You got that number? Well, that's a good thing. Now let's get back to the show. we'll get back to the show here and everything. Now we're talking about finances. There ain't much to really talk about finances when it comes to making change. But one of the things that the finances will enable you to do, and you can save money for it. You know, everybody talks about, well, I don't have experience to be able to make a change in my job. I don't have experience to be able to better myself on this walk of life. Experience you don't have experience without knowledge. You have to have knowledge to make experience. It doesn't work the other way around. You know, even if you get a job, you know, and then you start accumulating knowledge. It'll work like that. But knowledge is what makes experience, folks. You have to have knowledge. There's the structural knowledge that one gets through education.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again.
Okay.
A texter would like that number again, please.
All right, here we go. You got your pen? All right. Ready? 508 963 1150. Look here, folks. I forgot we could shoot this. Y'all got that number? Read it back to me. How you copy? What's your copy? 5 by 5? That's loud and clear, folks. I'll explain that to you. Come around one of the holidays that emphasize the military. 5 by 5. A lot of people don't even know what it is. They say it all the time. 5 by 5. I'll explain just how that works, but not today. Hopefully you got that number. Yeah. So we're talking a little bit about education. And education is important for making change because that gives you the knowledge, which gives you the experience. And with knowledge and experience, you feel better. And then there's awareness of opportunity. This is an important one, folks. It's a short one, but it's an important one. If you don't know what's out there, you can't have it. Simple as that. Oh, I didn't know there was a job out there for somebody that loved tires, you know. I didn't know this. That's an opportunity. You didn't know. It's an awareness to opportunity. And an educational type of thing, your awareness to opportunity could be a projection into the future. You can make yourself more marketable for something in the future that might have to do with reusable rockets, that might have to do with self-driving cars, that might have to do with the BCI things you wear on your head. So, folks, here's a tip. It won't happen now for a few years, but keep an eye out. Once they make batteries that don't give off a lot of heat, now we're going to have visual reality all over the place. So keep an eye out for investments in batteries and visual reality, because those two run together. So when they make a battery that doesn't give out a lot of heat, visual reality is going to take off. So there, I want everybody to be millionaires in that field. So, but be patient. Takes patience. And as I see, these here are awareness of opportunities. Yeah, I like reading science magazines every morning. I read science. I think that it's one of the things that keeps you aware and ahead of the curve on whatever's coming about. And I know that's the problem with the visual reality. You put this big old thing on your head, and the batteries get hot. So people get discouraged with it. But once they get the cool battery, here we go. Here we go, folks.
Troop, if I can interrupt you just really quick.
Again?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay, this is the last time.
You can interrupt me.
The cell phone batteries, like the iPhones and the Galaxies, I think that's what may be making people a little bit nervous about having those batteries so close to their head. Yeah. Because phones are literally exploding now.
Oh, yeah, they get too hot. So keep an eye out, folks. It's coming. You can make millions and millions of dollars with that. I don't even know. Some people on Facebooks. Yeah, okay. All right, now, a lack of self-confidence. All right? Everybody got a lack of self-confidence. Everybody walking this planet at some point in their life, their confidence level isn't as high as they want it to be. But in making a change, you have to have a good self-image. So if you don't have self-confidence in yourself to make that change, then you're not really going to make that change. It's going to be a hard road to toe. So what are some of the symptoms of a lack of confidence, you know? I'm putting these glasses on. Y'all can see me? All right. What are some of the symptoms? Cynicism. You know, people say, what the cynic, that's right. Somebody's always a cynic, is always just talking nasty about something. I don't believe that. That can't be. Just all negative like that, just totally negative. You know, you've seen them. You know these people. You know they need a hug. You know they need change in their life. They walk into a room and they don't even have to talk. Everybody leaves. You know, it's like, you know they're going to say something that's just downright out opposite of whatever you say. If somebody, what I hear something like, oh, that new record or something like that, that they can turn the red to blue. These guys can turn any kind of happiness into sadness just by walking into the room. So this is one of the symptoms of a lack of courage, cynicism. That's because, lack of confidence, because they don't have any confidence. So to mask their lack of confidence, they simply become somebody who's negative. Everything's negative. Everything's a drag. Everything's just totally off the wall bad. And that leads right into bitterness. They're bitter people. They can't be happy. They don't want to be happy. They want more than anything in this world to be happy. But they don't have the confidence to change. You know, they lack that self-confidence. And then they couple that with the cynicism that they throw around, that negative image, and they become bitter. They have no choice. It might be good if they like pepper on everything. That's kind of a bitter herb or something. But other than that, I wouldn't put it in coffee. But, they just become bitter. They become withdrawn. And it ages you, folks. You can tell a bitter person. They look old. They don't smile. They don't have any laugh. Their jaws go all the way down to their chest. They're just old. They're just bitter and nasty like that. And it's kind of rough. So I'll be good over here. And then, what?
Oh no, I thought you were looking for something, so I was gonna make a comment about a text, but that's okay. Go ahead.
No. Oh, well, I just talked a little bit more, get that with this till I get down to my thing on depression. And then there's those who you perceive to be more successful to you. It's a jealousy type of thing. It's like, well, I can't change because I'm not like that person. I have all these to go, right? It all travels right back into cynicism. I got all these roadblocks in my way. There's whole bunches of hurdles that I can't get over. I can't push over. I can't do anything about, and somebody else, well, they had a better luck than me. They grew up in a different environment. They had this, they had that, somebody looking out for them, and all the blah, blah, blahs that go along with just the excuses of the cynicism of why you can't change. So you become real bitter. And you ain't got no friends. Ain't nobody like you. We know some people like that. And then there's a lack of physical fitness. Because in order to change, your self-image has to be something that you like. Not something that you emulate. It's just something that you like. Yeah? So if you're physically fit, you don't have to have muscles. You just have to have physically fit. You feel when you stretch and you say, oh man, that feels good. I like that. And you can walk down the street and you're not walking like you're in Chicago in a windstorm or something like that. You're walking like you're on a beach in Hawaii. You're strutting. That left foot goes out and then that right foot, and there's a switch that goes on. You're walking hard. People just getting out the way. It gives you that self-confidence and everything. You just want to go find a bully and kick sand in his face because you feel so good about yourself. And you're not overly physically fit, but you are physically fit. And that's an important part of change is to enhance that self-confidence. And being a physically fit person gives you that self-confidence. And it ain't a self-confidence to go out there and challenge the world and kick sand in the bully's face, That might be fun for some folks, but I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. Bullies come in big sizes. And then there's a lack of mental fitness. And this is something this is something that seems to be getting away from people simply because of the technology. You know, they plug in to the technology, but they plug into the internet, and they stop at the first thing that they read on the internet, and they take that as to be true. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, because anybody can post on the internet. You can put anything you want on the internet. So if you're just stopping at the first thing and you're believing that this is the truth, you could be right or you could be wrong. More likely you're going to be wrong. So you have to dig a little bit deeper and come up with a little bit more facts. And then you find out just how much fun it is to learn about things. You know, so I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know, just like the female lion does all the work and old Leo stays home and takes care of the kids until they get too big and he kicks them out. You know, and old mama, she out there killing all kinds of stuff and bringing home the meat. You know, so I didn't know any of that. I mean, that's just fun stuff to know. Yeah. And like I said, you didn't know that two snails on the back of the turtle, one's going to look at the other and say, "Hold on, here we go." You didn't know that either. You didn't even know they could talk. But that's just a fun thing. And then there's a lack of, with people, this is something that really, they can change this anytime they want to, but it is one of the hardest concepts to change with people. It's giving and receiving love. That's hard. A lot of people can't give love. A lot of people can't receive love. A lot of men say, "Well, I know they love me. I'm their father. I know they love me. I'm the husband." You know, all this, I don't have to show them. I don't have to tell them. I don't have to let them tell me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you know you want it. See? You know you want it. And that'd be the first step for a lot of people to do the change. Because you know you want that. Yeah, that's just what you want. Then there's depression. And depression is something that we're going to talk a little bit deeper about in just a few minutes. Woo, got that little feedback there. Yeah, that was if you're going through hell. Just keep going, slow down, keep on. I like that song. Yeah, we do go through hell sometimes, and a lot of people get scared and stop. Don't get scared, just keep going, folks. Just keep going. That's what we're going to talk a little bit about right now. We're talking about depression. Alright? Depression got to be hell. Seems like hell to me. Look like it'll hurt. Yeah, so don't slow down, folks, on trying to get yourself away from depression. Yeah? You can do it. You can do it. That's all about making that change. It's all about making that change. I ain't going to give you the stat numbers because I'm not a big number guy when it comes to stats, because you can get stats all over the place. They can say, they can start with 0% and run all the way up into infinity. You know, you can find statistics that can say everybody in the planet likes peas and carrots. You know it's not true. So I'm just going to say the generalized type of stuff. Right? Men become depressed much less than women. I think everybody knew that, right? But, yeah, men become depressed much less than women. But it really doesn't matter. If you're the person who's depressed, you don't, whether you're a man or a woman, it really makes no difference. You ain't feeling right. You know, it's like, I'm not like that. Men are less likely than women to report feeling depressed. Now, that's important. That's important for ArchAngel, because Archangels are people that's willing to help somebody and receive the privilege of doing something good for somebody else, you know. So, you know, and then, like I said, men are less likely than women to report feeling depressed. So if you got a friend and you see that the friend is depressed, then you know, you want to interact. You want to see what you can do. And we'll talk about some of that in a few minutes too. But just to do nothing, that's not an ArchAngel, you know. You don't get a membership card. And there will be membership cards coming, and there will be certificates suitable for friends. Yes, you can put them on any wall in the house you want to. Yeah, those will be coming out soon. They're in the process of being made. So we got memberships. We'll be taking nominations and stuff. You can nominate a friend. You can nominate yourself. You know, this is all coming out after the first of the year. So hold on, folks. There's plenty of room for archangels. And one thing that we can learn about is how to help people that are depressed. How to not let yourself become depressed. How to make change within yourself. How to get rid of the cynicism. We can work on that. And men, we talk a lot about men, because that's what we are. Except for you lovely, beautiful women out there. You know? But men are less likely to seek treatment. You know? Going to talk about that. So these are 3 statistics right here. What I call statistics anyway. Men become depressed much less than women. Men are less likely than women to report feeling depression. So you have to be a friend and identify this. And men are less likely to seek treatment. You know, these are just 3 of the things. Now, what are some of the major symptoms of depression? I think I have written down like 5. Now, one is the depressed mood. You know, moody. You know, you're kind of moping around like Eeyore, the big, yeah, life really is, you know, you say, I hate my life, it's not good, it's just awful, everything, I can't do this, I can't do that. I mean, you're just in a depressed mood all the time, you're just negative, you're a cynic. That cynicism is definitely a form of depression. And as we just saw, that cynicism definitely in the way of making change. So when you see somebody who's depressed all the time, just moping around and they're always in a negative state of being, or they're always cynic about something, whether it be a hot dog, well, that hot dog's no good because it only got 2 lines on it. You know, three lines on a hot dog is good. You know how you put it on the grill and you get those 3 lines? That's important. But, you know, the mood's important. Then there's decreased interest in pleasure in most activities. Yeah. This is a hard one, folks. This is a hard one. Because of today, the way a lot of the world is being lived today, it's hard to tell whether somebody has a decreased interest in pleasure in activities, or they might just be high. And they done smoked the bone and they're chilling out, sitting down. They don't want to move. You don't know. You don't know, because they be walking around, oh, I don't want to do that. But when they do, like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's like, hey, man, let's go down to the beach and throw the ball around and hit it over the net or something like that, have some fun. Or let's go over here and do this and do that. Oh, I don't want to, you know. That's depression. That's depression. Let's go someplace and just hang out and do something and just talk. That's depression when they don't want to do things like that. There's no physical activities in that. And then there's these physical things like a weight loss. You see somebody that lost a lot of weight, you know, or they lost an appetite, they don't want to eat anymore. This is serious depression now, you know. These 2 kind of go together. A loss of appetite, a loss of weight, but also works in the opposite too. You see somebody that gained a lot of weight, you can see that they've lost self-image. You know, they don't care about their self. They just want to feel pleasure. You know, so they're pleasure seeking by eating. So they eat. They're depressed. That's a form of depression. And then there's a change in sleep. Their sleep habits. They're not sleeping. They become insomniacs. They just want to. I can't sleep. I'm tossing and turning. My mind's racing. I can't, you know, I got these thoughts coming at me all the time. Some people would associate that with a stressful lifestyle. That could be a stressful lifestyle. You got many, many different things to think about. But if your lifestyle isn't stressful and you still got those same symptoms, then it's depression. Because the thing you're thinking about is, I have to change. I have to make myself over into something better for me. But I can't, because the world won't let me. And I really hate the world for that, for not letting me become the most successful me I can be. So that sleep is another thing. And then there's changes in the psychomotor activity. That's right, folks. I said it. Psychomotor activity. Don't know what it means, but I said it. I said it anyway. I know what it means. People become agitated. You know? If you just by saying hello, you say hello to something. What do you mean hello? You know? Yeah, he's just trying to make me feel good. Some people I saw a guy. I was in the gym. He hit the lottery for a substantial amount of money and was upset. He was agitated because he won all that money, because now he won't know how to treat people. They'll be trying to get his money. He was agitated. His psychomotor activities were out of whack. But I think he got over it. You know? And then people become sluggish. And like I said, they slosh around. They look like Eeyore, the little mule. I forget which picture he was on. Remember Eeyore?
Oh, what cartoon he was on?
Yeah, Life's So High.
The bear.
No, he was a mule or something.
No. He was on. He was on a show with the bear. What's the bear? The one that always stole the money. Tigger.
Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Okay, that's
right. And the Eeyore, yeah, he would become sluggish and moving like that with the Eeyore. He was just kind of always depressed. And you become tired, even though because you're not sleeping. So in the daylight hours, the hours of daylight, you're tired. You know, because you're not sleeping at night. Your mind's racing into other areas that you really don't want to be in. And then you get a feeling of guilt. Depression comes with a feeling of guilt. Even though people try to mask that by doing all kinds of cynical things and they're bitter and stuff. And that's just a mask that people want to wear to try to hide their guilt. You know, they're guilty for nothing. They just have this feeling of guilt because they don't want to be like that. And they feel bad that they're depressed and everything. So they just try to just hide that by feeling, and they feel guilty within themselves. They also feel worthless. You know, you get a feeling of worthlessness. It's like, I'm not worth anything. I'm nothing, you know. I'm just going to lock myself in this room, and I'm just going to write about me being nothing forever. I'm nothing. I was born nothing. I can't do nothing. I ain't never going to be nothing. I'm just pure nothing. How come I was put in this position to be nothing? I mean, is that somebody who got worthless feelings? I would think so. They'd be pretty well depressed, living by themselves, just saying how useless and lack of life that they have. Or they're walking around, interacting with people, but feeling inferior and feeling as though they're nothing. And then there's a loss of concentration. Yeah, some people think this goes along with the as you get old, you know. Some people, as they get old, their memory starts to go. It ain't all about their memory starting to go, folks. It ain't all about their memory starting to go. They're getting old and they capitulate. They've given in to getting old. And in the form that they've given in to getting old, they don't feel as though that they can do stuff because they feel worthless. So their concentration, there's nothing new going in. So with nothing new going in and everything else racing by them at a heightened speed, they can't concentrate on things because it's moving too fast. And they have a feeling of guilt. You know, they're real guilty about, well, how come I can't keep up? How come I can't do this here? And then their worthlessness starts to come in. And this causes them to have a loss of concentration. And you folks, if you see somebody who has that situation like that, you talk to anybody else. Even talk to them at a higher level. Talk to them and let them talk back. That's the important thing, is to let them talk back. Not just talk at them. Let them talk back to you. Ask them questions that aren't open-end questions. Ask them what is, you know, not how do you, is the sun coming up today? Yeah, How many times you seen people, old people know all about the weather? Oh, this was a nice day. I remember in 1929 when this day here was full of rain and snow and all kinds of bad things like that. You know, but
Troop, can I interrupt you again
sure,
for a text? A texter said, to avoid depression, making goals and striving to teach those goals, occupying your mind is a good plan of action. Avoid self-made stress and stress from others. Don't seek out stress or situations to put yourself in that depressed form of mind. Yeah. So to find ways to keep yourself occupied from being depressed. And secondly, what I think is amazing is that you do that all the time. As soon as you got done making an accomplishment, you automatically said, now, like, I climbed a mountain, now it's time to run in the desert. Oh, you don't ever stop. Like it's like, so to me, that's what I think is key. So thank you for the text.
Thank you, Cut. Thanks for the text. And he's absolutely right. Actions involve planning. I'll just skip ahead. I'll be back in a minute. I'll go fast. Actions involve planning. Your plan. Actions involve interacting with others so that you can produce allies to help you with your plan. You know, you can generate abstracts and concrete ideas. But you got to have a plan, just like the texter said. You must have a plan, because just to have allies and generate ideas, you just be going in a circle. You ain't got nothing going on. There's no direction. That's why the caller is absolutely correct. And positive sense of worth helps out in that. Because if your plan comes with a positive sense of worth, you know, and you'll align yourself with people that can actually help you facilitate your plan, you know, because you won't be aligning yourself with people of worthlessness, because they can't help you facilitate your plan. So the call is absolutely right. Thank you. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. I like that. But I'm on my last one here with my psychomotor activities. The last thing that these things lead to is thoughts of, that's right, folks, death. They lead to thoughts of death. And we don't want to go there. Now let's get back on the track here just a little bit. I'm running out of time, so I have to go a little faster. All right. Now when it comes to depression with women, as opposed to men, women internalize their depression. They focus on emotional symptoms like worthlessness or self-blame. You know, women kind of generate. That's how they kind of feel their depression. I'm not pretty enough. You know, I'm not built enough. I don't have the sexiest body in the world, and it's my fault because I ate 2 pounds of cookie dough. So, don't eat the cookie dough, ladies. Don't eat the cookie dough. Make the cookies. It'll make you feel good. And then don't eat the cookies. And men, their depression is external. It's a concentration on physical symptoms. You know? The physical symptoms are, you know, some of the things like sleeplessness and loss of appetite and stuff like that. They kind of take it like that. They're not so internalized like that. And this is why men typically don't weep, cry, or say they're sad. Men typically stay away from that. Women, like I said, they internalize it. They'll cry all over the place. Some of them, it's a defensive mechanism that they have. They might go and cry for 2 days. You know, I don't know where they get all those tears from, but they in there 2 days, and they might be crying for 2 days. And the men won't do that. The men don't weep. But what will a man do? He won't sleep. He's going to try to stay up for 2 days now. He's just walking around bouncing off the wall for 2 days. So, you know.
Rich, this is the last time I'm going to interrupt you. I know you're running out of time.
But
Barb Chase said hello. She's dropped in to say hello.
Hi, Bob. Thank you. Don't get depressed. There's a lot of self-worth there for Bob calling in. Hi. I know Bob. Yeah. Okay, but I'm running out. And then what else men do? They feel numb. Men feel numb. It's like, oh man, I just feel numb. I feel numb. It's like, what's that mean? I don't know. But I feel numb, you know? That's how they feel. Feel the lost energy. Yeah, that's why you feel numb. Your muscles, you haven't done anything, you feel nothing, there's no tension in your muscles, there's no tension in your brain, everything, stuff like that. So they become angry. And men like to get angry. They get angry in a heartbeat when they're depressed, you know. They get agitated and they get angry. And because men typically aren't in touch with their feelings, that's why most of this stuff comes about. Men are conditioned not to talk about their feelings. So this is hard when you're a friend of somebody that you know is depressed. Because, especially a man, it's not so hard with the women. Because they got outward signs because of their emotion. Like I said, they might be crying. And you can say, you know, you can walk up to a woman and say, what's up? Well, you can't say what's up because they gotta have a nice way of saying, you okay? You know, what can I do? Can I help? And women will take that can I help, and they'll be able to know that it's sincere from the person who's saying it and that you're going to help. A guy, what? You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. You know, they start to pump up, everything gets bigger, voice gets deep. I'm fine, you know. That's right. Nothing bothering me. Anything out there, any wolves at the door or something, I'm ready. Because men are not conditioned to talk about their feelings. So there's a sense that men need always be in control. That's why if you ask them how you're feeling, they pump up their chest, they pump up their thing, they look for demons at the door, they'll fight devils and stuff like that. Scared as hell, but they go, I'll take them on, you know, because they have to have this sense, they have to show I'm in control. Even though they're totally not in control, and you totally understand that they're not in control. For women, depression is a signal for them to get help. That's why you can be that friend, just like you be that friend to the guy. But the woman, it's a signal, I need help. You know? So they're going to get that, help. I need that help. Thank you. Give me that help. I'm looking for that help, you know? But for guys, the signal is that they're a failure. In some way, they're not measuring up to all these outward barriers and all these outward blocks that they put upon their self, you know. They're not measuring up. They see themselves as a failure. And as a failure, it's kind of hard to go through life and not be depressed and not be a cynic. So what can you do to help the other one? Well, here's one of the things that you can do to help people that's when they're depressed. You can insist that it isn't their fault, especially with the man. It's not your fault, man. Hey, you did not know that building was going to fall down when you placed those charges right there. And you didn't know that. How did you know that? Yep. It's not that extreme. But you just have to insist to the people that it's not your fault. You know? And then don't criticize. Don't be critical. You can't be critical with people with that's depression. And that just goes back to the first one by insisting that it's not their fault. You can't say, well, you know, if you had done this way back in the 3rd grade, yeah, instead of peeking over that guy's shoulder and copying all his notes, you would have been better off today. You can't be critical like that. Choices are made by people. People make choices. Consequences aren't made by people. Consequences are made. That's it. They're there. I don't know where they came from, but there they are. They're all over the place. They're consequences. But the choices, you get to make them. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Just like that. We can make choices. Animals can't do that. Either can angels. Archangels can. We can make choices. Real angels that live up in heaven, they get anything they want. They don't have to choose. It just comes to them. So, but anyway, get back in on. Don't be critical. Don't let your mind wander all over the world like mine does. It's kind of fun, but it works for me. You got to be sensitive and not overly sympathetic. Guys don't want all that overly sympathetic stuff like that. Guys don't want a guy saying, do you need a hug? You'll get punched in the face. You know? That's just the way it works. Don't go up to a guy and know he's depressed and everything like that, unless you're invited. If you're invited and stuff like that, go on, give him the hug. You can tell. But don't go up there and be oversympathetic and oversensitive. It's not what guys do. A woman, that's fine. But don't go up there and just hugging the woman because now there's a lawsuit. So there's a fine. You gotta be tactful when it comes to helping people and stuff. And don't use the word depressed. Leave the D word out of it. Don't tell anybody they're depressed. They don't want to hear that. They already know it. They just want to hear something different than I'm depressed. Okay? You can say, oh man, I know she ain't got any energy, man. What's going on? How you feeling, Don't say, oh, you're depressed because you don't do anything, You just want to say, oh, you ain't got any energy. I noticed that, I mean, we're going out to eat and you ain't eating anything, What's up with that? These are words that you can do like that, but you don't want to tell everybody, what are you, depressed? No, you don't want to do that. And then suggest help, offer it, and then go with them. That's the important part about help. If you say to somebody, once you get their confidence and you get they know that you're sincere, they know that you're there for them because you're their friend and you got their back and stuff like that. And you say, I suggest that maybe you need a behavioral therapist or something like that, And don't stop there. Tell them, I'll go with you. I'll go with you when you want to go down there and to wherever it is and do this here. Yeah? So, that's important to do. That follow up like that. That's all ArchAngel stuff. That's giving of yourself to help somebody. With no thoughts of return or anything like that. You don't want anything coming back from that. That's a privilege that if it's ever afforded to you, take it. If somebody is going to give you enough of their life to let you go with them at their weakest moment to some place that you know that they don't want to go, it does not get more powerful than that. How you going to get more powerful than that? You can't do it. All right? But you can ask about suicide. Sometimes people definitely are thinking suicide. You can ask them. And it's in your best interest to ask them. Because you know. And then you want to take the proper steps to make sure that they don't commit suicide. That's not a good thing. And then you want to encourage someone to do what it is they do well. Yeah? That's important. Encourage and well. Encourage and well. Not just encourage for what you think that they should do, but encourage somebody to do what it is they do well. Who knows? You would know if it's your friend what they do well. They might write well. They might sit well. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is that they do well, that's what you want to encourage. They might ride a horse well. You might say, hey, why don't you go horseback riding, man? Want to go horseback riding? So you want to encourage them to do something that they do well, that they really enjoy doing and that they do well. And that goes a long way in helping your friend with depression. And men typically gain a sense of accomplishment through getting a task done. So if you're going to offer something for a man to do well, make it an accomplishment, a task that they can accomplish. I don't know so much about women, whether, a task that they can accomplish and stuff. I don't think you would ask the depressed woman if she would cook. That's not right. A guy, you might do that. It's a task that he can accomplish. Hey, what? I remember the last time you made some steaks or whatever it is. Those were good. Can you do it again? They do it again. That's a task they can accomplish, So, yeah. And then, for yourself, my folks, All you potential archangels out there, express your limits. Know yourself. Know you're not a buffer for the depression that the person has, you know? You're not a whooping boy for the depression that the person has. You don't have to take the abuse that might come from the depression. And it's in their best interest and your best interest to not take that abuse. And I think I'm over.
Still got about 15 minutes if you want to keep going.
Well, I hurried to get out of time. So make sure that you that you realize that it's not your fault, and you're there to help, and you're sincerely there to help, and with being there to help, then help. You know, that's the most important thing. And don't take on their weight. You know, that song, "He's My Brother, He Ain't Heavy." I mean, that's a nice song, and it's good to help out in those regards like that. But it ain't, "He's my brother, he ain't heavy. I'm going to carry him all the way through life and make sure everything that he wants to do is the most important thing for him to do. And I make sure that everything that he wants to do is good." That ain't it. That ain't it, folks. Now you're a buffer. And as a buffer, you can't help. All you do is absorb whatever pain that they feel at the moment. It's got to be directed someplace. And if you're the buffer, it's coming at you. And then now you got two depressed people. Soon you'll have a club. You know, so you don't want to do that, folks. Well, I didn't get to read from my book. But Will tells me I got a couple of more minutes and stuff. Y'all see it? Mm-hmm. This is my book. This is my book right here. I'm going to read a quick story from my book. This is Aesop's Fable. I suggest everybody get a copy of Aesop's Fable. I like it. It's got little itty-bitty fables in it. So let me read you a quick one before I go. This is The Crow and the Raven. Alright? You ready? A crow became very jealous of a raven because the latter was regarded by men as a bird of omen, the latter being the raven, which foretold the future and was accordingly held in a great respect by them. She was very anxious to get the same sort of reputation herself. Right? And one day, seeing some travelers approaching, she flew into a branch of a tree on the roadside and cawed with as loud as she could. Well, the travelers were in some dismay at the sound. I said, "What's that?" For they feared it might be a bad omen. Till one of them, spying the crow, said to his companion, "It's all right, my friend. We can go on without fear, for it is only a crow, and that means nothing." So, here's the parable. Those who pretend to be something they are not only make themselves ridiculous. Alright? So we learned two things in this, right? Even though a crow looks exactly like a raven, it's not. So, right? And the raven has the ability to be, or not ability, it just was seen by men to be something that foretold the future. The crow wasn't seen by, they were just seen as a scavenger, somebody who goes around picking through things and picking up stuff like that. So folks, remember, be yourself, because that's the most important person to be, right? So if you're depressed, get out of it and be yourself. If you're going to make change in your life, make that change in accordance to who you are, not in accordance to what you think somebody else has better than you. Make that change in accordance to who you are, who you like to be. Always be yourself, folks, because like I said, those who pretend to be something they are not only make themselves ridiculous. So with that, on a Wednesday, I gotta shoot up. I want to thank everybody who texted and everybody who called in. I want to thank Bob. Hi, Bob.
just before you do give your closing things, I want to just say thank you, Joe, for sharing a lot of good information and making excellent points. My hope is that people take this information and learn and be a better self.
Be an archangel.
Yep, be an archangel. Take care. Looking forward to your next show. That was from a texter in the room. And also, thank you to everyone for checking out ArchAngel, A Return to Chivalry on Facebook Live. You can also listen to ArchAngel on www.7averadio.com. Also, if you download the TuneIn Radio app and keyword 7 Ave Radio, you can catch Trooper Joe every Wednesday from 3 to 4.
3 to 4, folks. And thanks again for tuning in. That was Will. And you can catch Will in just a little while on the 5 o'clock shadow on 7 Ave Radio and Facebook Live. Yeah. I'm out.
If you want to be out, say had that. All you got to do is say had that fun.
Yeah. Y'all just had that fun. That's right.